Yeah.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Unction in the building. Good morning, y'all.
Okay.
We here now. We in the house now for sure.
What up, y'all? Good morning. Good morning.
Check this out. I'm tired of playing
We're going to try to move the music fast today so they don't cut me off.
Cause even before we hit the bedroom, I was friends with you. If they ask, I ain't gotta say whom. In them interviews, my sweet thing never believed them rumors that been true. The fact I had numerous friends is true, but you as wifey could change me to a groom in a minute, boo. Maybe my sense of humor gets into you, but girl, they can make a perfume from the scent of you. I wanna take you where it feel like June and December too. So what you think about Cancun to the winter through? I don't know what the other consumers you been with do. I put a day aside to go to Bloomies and spend with you like any other man. I would've zoomed to the clinic too. I want to see if me and my juniors.
Good morning, everybody. Unc here. Let's go.
On the skin of you, I swear that everything that same afternoon will be in you. Feel me? Yeah.
YouTube, everything. Let's go, y'all. Unction in the building. Good morning, everybody. What's up? What's up? Let's see how long they let the music rock. We're going to try to move the music fast today. Let's go.
My baby got them dreams, she can touch in a voice from above. She's a pearl in a rough.
We love this music, don't we?
We don't do it all by us. I know my smile can be.
Shout out my OSG family today. Today's OSG day, y'all. MOP day, every day, all day. You know what it is. World famous, most dangerous. Let's go, y'all. Come on.
I be up in my comments and I scroll through of your opinion. You can do it quite like I can.
5:31 in the morning. Unc here. Let's go.
Yeah, cause we gon' be alright. Baby mama, baby mama. I ain't with the drama.
Shout out to my
baby mama. Ain't depending on me, mama. Baby,
all my.
baby mama, baby mama.
Let's go, y'all. Good morning, everybody. Unc here.
I got
Catman in the building. I see you.
Just sip some Cristal with these real ones. From east to west coast, spread love, son. And while you keep talking, we count bank funds.
Let's get 'em.
Got no time for fake.
5:32 in the morning. Unc been up for a minute.
With these real ones.
Let's try to see how long they let the music rock.
Love, son. And while you keep talking,
Come on, I'm trying to move it quick. Let's go.
As I sit back, relax, steam of sip of Vex. Think about the sexy singers that I want to sex.
We're gonna try to move it quick.
Relax, steam of sip of Vex. Think about relax, steam of sip of Vex. Think about the
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the morning emails. Your boy Unc in the building. We've been doing this for about 2.5 years now. It's beautiful. Every day, Monday through Thursday, we get down in the morning. You know what it is. We talk about shit y'all want to talk about. And sometimes we talk about shit y'all don't want to talk about, but we still talk about it. Unc's in the building. Salute.
fitting like a glove. I had a crush on you since real love. Hold your horses. I'ma show you who the boss of intercourses. Sex, I'm taking no losses. Even groups like SWV and TLC can't see B.I.G.
Come on, let's go. Thursday's work in the building. You know what it is. Unc here. Let's go. We play a little music first, and then we get into it.
Just copped a Bentley and it's parked in my garage. At 2 o'clock appointment for my massage.
We're gonna rock in the clubs today.
Know just who we are.
We in the clubs right now. Let's go, y'all.
The latest throwback in the ones on my feet. Get out the bins and then I'm off.
Day parties.
Taking flicks with chicks that look like Alicia Keys. All of that.
We let them day parties now. Shout them out one time. Let's go. Just off the Peloton this morning. Let's go, y'all. We're getting stronger every day. Let's go.
Something I want to tell you.
Good morning, everybody. Let's go. Rest in peace, Big Pun. Hey. Shout out to the Boogie Down Bronx. Go ahead, Pun.
Well known like Al Capone, fully blown like Tom Montana in the zone, sitting on chrome stones.
Rest in peace to the legendary Big Pun.
From Bible paper, see our and take us through the eyes of Christ, Sean, and Elijah Jacob.
Let's go. We're in the club. We'll move the music fast today. See if they don't cut me off on Facebook. If they do, I'll come back in. Let's go. If they cut me off on Facebook, put me in the chat. Let me know if they cut the music off. Let's go. Shout out to all my classic hip hoppers out there. Let's go. Shout out to all my classic hip hop out there. You know what it is.
Shoot a pause and slow your walks on.
So maybe I.
Trying to find out who you are. I don't mean to come off like a telemarketer.
Nah.
I ain't no hood, no crook, no robber. I just want a part of your heart at the bar.
So baby I.
And maybe I can call you up.
And maybe I.
And maybe I can take you out.
And maybe I.
So let's exchange digits and later arrange visits. Either your place or mine. Yeah.
Good morning, GD.
I'm talking about a true friendship. Someone I can depend on and be down no matter what.
I'm gonna move the music quick so we good. Before they try to cut me off on Facebook. But on YouTube, we rocking. If y'all want to hang with me on YouTube, let's go. I might start doing a little music DJing at some of my cigar spots when I go back to my cigar spots. I haven't had a cigar in months, but I'll get back to it in a second.
But now, do it now, do it now. Don't hate me, hate the money I see.
Don't hate me.
Close your eyes, picture me rolling 6.
Don't hate me. Good morning, everybody. The morning emails, the morning yawning. Y'all know what it is. Your boy Unc in the building. We've been rocking all week. What a great week we had this week. Shout out to Easy Breezy. Dennis McKeezy showed y'all how to do an interview in the morning. You see that? That's the blueprint.
Almost a decade, quite impressive. Most of the best is in the essence for this rap stuff that I stand for.
Great shows all week. Let's go, y'all.
Bill Gates dreams, but it seems you'd rather see me in jail with state dreams.
He wasn't dragging it out. He was concise. He was to the point, and he was inspirational. Shout out to my brother Dennis McKeezy. He showed y'all how to do interviews on the air. Let's go. Good morning. Good morning, y'all. I'm here. Let's go. If I get cut off, y'all let me know. I'll bring it back in. Let's go. We rocking. Let's go. Good morning, April. I got love for
my homies who be rolling with me.
Ooh. Play no games. Let's go. Good morning, everybody. We showed y'all how to do an interview. Did this thing yesterday.
On my family tree. I got love from the ghetto.
Good morning, everybody. Unc in the building. Yeah. Let's get the day started. If they cut me off, I'm letting the music go quick today. So I'm moving the music quick today. So if they cut me off, you know.
This rock fella for life. This rock fella for life.
ROC.
This rock fella for life.
Aha.
This rock fella for life.
Good morning, y'all. Let's go.
Hold my pulse with the honey's home. It's gotten even worse now that the money's washed. Like a letter yard, 9-8, find me straight. Good health.
Real classic, y'all.
What else? Guess tomorrow knows. I run through chicks like
borrow clothes.
I'm the type of nigga that father a pose. Never test J, follow the codes. Essay on my best.
I'm gonna do this today on OSG. I'm doing this today on OSG. My brother Bam. Good morning, my brother. Good morning. Love you, my brother. Good morning. Good morning, my brother. Shout him out this morning. Let's go, y'all. Unc here. See how quick I'm moving the music this morning? We want to move it fast, y'all. Dodging the Facebook police. Good morning. Let's go.
I told y'all.
We get busy. Era.
Sweater, Louis leather. You was never.
Good morning, y'all.
A goofies ever. So it's only right you pull up in a 2-seater back.
Wow.
Ever remix. Now keep sipping on something like 3-6.
3-6.
The conflicts out of the Jesus pieces. Is no wrong way to rock.
Shout him out one time for your mind. Good morning, everybody. Let's go. I like this energy this morning. We call this day party energy. Let's go. How many of my people love this day party energy? Carlos Lutz, good morning. Good morning. Lazy in the building. You know what it is. How I used to say it back in the days. Lazy lays find ways to amaze in my daisical ways in a phrase that pays. Lay saves for days and days. Let's go, y'all.
I'm gonna keep it real. How you make me feel. Will you give me.
Shout out to my brother Big Daddy Kane. Shout out to rest in peace to the legendary Biz Marquis, the whole Juice Crew. My brother Scoob Lover, Scrap Lover, you know what it is. Craig G, Master Ace, the great Marley Marl, Mr. Magic, rest in peace, y'all. Let's go.
You know how I do. You know how I flow. Get your name and get your name and number. And take away you. The way you do your thing, baby, you can bring it on and swing it this way. Boy, it's something about you.
We call this music today. We call this day party. Let's go.
Don't even think about me crazy. You know you see that lady.
We at the day party today. Let's go. We chilling. We ain't gonna be out all night long. We at the day party. We gotta get up in the morning. But we gonna party a little bit. Maybe play some spades. Have a good time. Have a few drinks. Then we back. Let's go, y'all. Unc's here.
She was looking like she was hurt, like the memory had surfaced. And I got
Oh, we gonna fight this way out. We not going out without a fight. Let's go, y'all.
Myself and you really know how. Me and you two know each other so well.
What up, TD? Let's work this morning. Let's go. Come on, Atkins. Good morning. Unc's here. Let's go. We at the day party today. Grown folks ain't got time to be out all night long. We gonna party in the daytime. Let's go. I love y'all.
It's so funny running into you. It has to be 3 years.
See how I'm moving that music quick?
Since we last seen
Each other.
Many flashbacks come to mind.
Grown folk music today.
Wild and crazy times we used to have with one another. We absolutely
Didn't care. We could do it anywhere. Eye contact, and it was
over.
Woo! Wildin' now. Where my grown people at? Grown and sexy. Let's go.
I'm getting hurt. I've done my share of dirt, but I'm a wise guy.
I told you, Atkins. Yeah, listen to Lays. You just gotta listen to me, man. I was there, so I know what it is, man. I was there. You know what I'm saying? History's no mystery. Trust me. I know it was popping. Slick Rick had the best album in the 80s. Word up.
You, quite a few one night stands.
Wow. We love hip hop and R&B, grown folk music. This is we at the day party today. We're not even trying to get out of this day party today. We chilling at the day party today. Come on, man. Come on. Wow. Woo! We stay there for a minute too. Let's go. Shout them out this morning, Unc's in the building. What do y'all know about this? Classic Thursday's work. OSG Day, Unc's in the building. Shout to my OSG family. Shout to my MOP First family. Y'all know what this is? Come on, let's work. Wow. Where my ladies at? Come on. 5:44 in the morning, Unc's here. Let's go. Shout them out one time for your mind, Unc's here. Let's go. What's up, y'all? Good morning, everybody. Unc's in the building. Wow. 2000 has some great R&B. I'm telling you right now, if you were in that space, 2000 was great. All right, MOP room, I'm going to let y'all out of here at about 6 o'clock in the morning. Come on over to YouTube, hang with Unc, you know what I mean? That was the best. Well, yeah, that was dope R&B too. If it was not 80s R&B, early 2000s was popping with the R&B. 80s and early 2000s, like 99 until like 2010. That's when the R&B was popping. Let's go, y'all. Come on.
As I think about the things you say you want a man to be. Said you want a strong man with financial.
That's for my grown folks out there, the 90s babies. Let's go.
Wanna stimulate your mind. Work your body from behind. I'll take good care of you. Like a silver man. Oh, I wanna be.
Because you can mix it with dope. You can mix it with dope 90s hip hop. Like, so just so you can mix. Watch the mix as I bring it into this joint right here. Let's check it out. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna come like this today on OSG Day today. I like this energy today. Good morning, everybody. Young to the building. Let's work. Come on, y'all. Let's go. Wow. Let me know if there's something on.
There you are, looking
Let
at
me see who's messing with me here.
Tell me what you want this to be. It could be everything that your heart desires. All you gotta do is stick around for a while.
Let's go.
There's so many things that I wanna do. Take you all.
Wow.
Oh, when it all falls down.
Good morning, everybody.
I'm telling you,
Pop 47.
oh, when it
Southside, we gon' set this party off right. Westside, we gon' set this party off right. Man, I promise.
I love that Kanye right there. That's that. Come on, y'all. Can y'all front on that Kanye right there? Can you front on that Kanye? Yeah, Tupac was bigger than Wu-Tang, but Wu-Tang ended up being bigger over time. The Wu-Tang toured. So, hold on, let me answer that question. The biggest artist in the 90s was probably Tupac, Biggie, Missy Elliott.
See, he's my property, and any girl that does.
Missy was huge in the 90s. Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg.
Who are you to call myself? Oh, I'm wish you well. Cause any girl that tried.
Death Row was big in the 90s. Bad Boy was live in the 90s. Mace was dope. Yeah, they was big. Let's go. Y'all understand this? Yo, I don't play about my music. Let's go. I don't play about my music. I do not play about my music. Let's go, y'all. Come on.
It would be so simple. What it is ain't what it was.
Death Row had bigger records but Bad Boy had better artists. How about that? Let's investigate Bad Boy. We had Biggie, Craig Mack, Mace, Total. I mean, all the connected artists. Mary J, Jodeci. Carl Thomas. Watch your work, watch your work. Come on.
To all the Brooklyn massive crew. Some they pay no mind, but now the note is blue. So take your ones, your 50s, put your hundreds to your shoes. And to my fans, you know I love you. To the
Yeah, they had bigger records. Death Row had much bigger records. Death Row sold more records, with the exception of Biggie. But Tupac sold a lot more records.
What's the difference between me and you? Me and you? Me and you? What's the difference between me and you?
Faith Evans.
I just can't help feeling the way I feel. Just let me show you this love.
We had a lot of great records. Bad Boy had some great records, but Death Row was a bigger company. Death Row had much bigger records. Snoop Dogg.
The time has come for me.
But that Bad Boy energy is real.
Show that I care for you so. No one makes me.
Puffy put his, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy put his stamp on Bad Boy.
Yeah.
This is a message from the mother.
Let's go, girl.
Let's move. Let's go, y'all. Come on. Unk's in the building. Let's go.
She loves you.
Dear Mama is my favorite pop song.
Yeah. It's a pretty day. Let's go outside and enjoy it. If you got something else in mind, then I'm for it.
I love Biggie. I don't know. I think 10 Crack Commandments is probably my favorite Biggie song. And Hypnotized, I like those songs, but you know, I was kind of closer to the Biggie, you know, movement.
Taking in, you're so lovely.
So I wasn't as big of a musical fan of Biggie, you know what I'm saying? Come on. Woo! Woo! I was a bigger fan of Pac's lyrics.
Ghetto slick. What? This is the remix, baby. I hit the block about 12 o'clock. Jigger in the changer, then I pop the top. Cats wanna floss, but I got it locked. On them with
Ranger, good morning.
600 the V12, yeah, I just caught. Caught shorty checking from across the street.
I'm going here today. I'm going here today. This is hot today. Come on, let's go. Day party.
Whatever, stay with heat. And this is what I told you, chick. Don't you know I got
I'm feeling that day party energy this morning, y'all. Let's go, y'all. Good morning. Biggie's second album was great. But that, you know, that's not my era, you know what I'm saying? So I wasn't a big fan of that era.
Things you do makes me keep running to you. Things you do makes
Blame it on the groove.
Oh, good morning, everybody. Young to the building. Let's work.
Blame it on the blame it on the blame it on the groove. Got you feeling loose. Blame it on the drum. Got you feeling drum.
We're gonna blame it on
the alcohol.
Blame it on her. Let's go, y'all.
She says she usually don't. Cause Shawty know what she wants,
but she don't wanna.
Seem nice and easy. Saying what you won't do.
I'm to the building. Good morning, everybody.
You probably gonna do what you've been
5:55 in the morning.
I thought that I know what you drinking. Don't let it sink in for the weekend. Thinking we can see what we can do.
Do we be rocking in the morning or what? Do we be rocking? Do we be rocking in the morning? Y'all, if y'all not up in the morning, y'all miss all this good music, man. Day Party Thursday, let's go.
It's kinda easy when you listen to the beat up sound. All you do is smoke on the
What you do to get to me? What would you say to have your way? Would you give up or try and keep?
Now she was amazing. She was amazing.
Or would you be yourself or play a role? Tell all the boys or keep it low. If I say no, would you turn away or play me off? Or would you stay up?
Let's get it in. You see how I'm moving fast through the music so they don't catch me?
Crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Boy Wonder. COSSON. Crazy.
How y'all feeling this day party music? You know, I'm feeling this day party music right now this morning. Let's go. Nice. Greenport, stand up. Brooklyn, stand up. Let's go. Oh. Uncle Ace, you be killing them. Let's go.
You what's up, girl?
Wow. All right, MOP page, y'all gonna get out of here. Come see me on YouTube. I love y'all. And I'll be back.
Taking hella long, give it to me now. Make that thing pop like it's in me over now. Ooh, baby, like it raw with the shimmy, yeah.
Shimmy, yeah.
ASAP, get like me. Never met a mother.
All right. Go West Coast, they gonna shut me down. So let me get out of here. All right, so MOP page, I'll see y'all later. Come see me on YouTube or come see me on Facebook before they cut me down. You know, they don't play around. I wasn't a big fan during that time, remember, because I'm a fan of 80s hip-hop. Personal fan of 80s hip-hop. But the 90s hip-hop, I loved it. But I wasn't a fan of it. I was in the middle of everything. You know what I'm saying? So hard to be a fan of it while you're still working. I was just a fan of certain artists. Like I thought they were more talented than other artists. Like I thought DJ Premier was more talented than most producers. DR period. You know what I'm saying? Like some producers I didn't think was that talented. And they was getting easy. Like they were just sampling records and they would just rap over the records and sample them. But there was some producers that was creative that I loved, like Large Professor. I love Lord Finesse. I love Jay Dilla. I love DJ Premier, DR period, Dr. Dre, and those dudes. You know what I'm saying? I respect your talent. All right, goodbye, MOP page. I'll see y'all later. Wow, we rocking this morning.
Hey, Dad, it's Dahlia. Congratulations on your new show. I know how you get, so don't be too rough on him. Love you and good luck. Bye.
Love you too, Monkey.
Welcome to the Raw Perspective with your host, the incomparable Uncle Lays, aka Lays Elliott, aka Lazy Lays from the world famous, kicking it with you in topics about health, politics, music, art, culture, and now for your host, the legendary Uncle Lays.
Hey, yo. What's up, y'all? It's your boy.
Hey, yo, Lays, it's Rock.
Oh,
yo,
Rock?
Get in there and tell the people what it is, man. Let them know what this thing is all about.
Oh, come on, man.
The information.
That's what we do. I was going to change that, but I wrote that. So I'm not going to change it since I wrote it. You know what I'm saying? I wrote that intro, so I'm not going to change it. I actually wrote it, voiced it, and sent it over to be revoiced. So I guess I don't have to change it. I like the intro. Well, I might change it. I'm looking to do a new intro anyway. Good morning. It's your boy Uncle Lace to the Raw Perspective Morning Email. Shout out to my OSG family. Shout out to my MOP First family. Day party day. OSG day. It's a day party. You know what I'm saying? We have a day party every Thursday. We get down and rock this. You know, we're going to rock this morning. Angelina Serrano, good morning. Samantha Power Pugh. April Leon, what's up? Lamar Garcia, what's happening? Johnny Famous Jackson. Dennis Easy Breezy. Still rocking. Great interview with Easy Breezy yesterday, huh? We'll talk about that in a minute. Johnny Jackson, what's up, Scoop? Yeah. Maxine, Marissa, what's up, Forrester? I see you. Anthony Blake, good morning. Eric Mercado, good morning. Deshaun Washington, good morning. Kaya, Amin Ra, good morning. T.R. Willie Randolph, Thaddeus Lorenzo, good morning. Dorian Coachman, B.P. King, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Lasonia Hudson, good morning. Good morning. Matt Middleton, what's up, Matt? Yeah. Will Atkins, good morning. Teonique, Sheldon Butler, good morning, Sheldon. Nitty Green, what's happening? D Parks, what up, man? Happy belated birthday to my man D Parks. Kenny Montgomery. Dominic Von Absinthe, Sherry Wolcott, what's up? Dr. Malik Smalls. Wow, good morning. Star Asia, what's up, baby? Good morning. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. How y'all feeling this morning? It's your boy Uncle in the building. You know, yesterday we had such a great interview with my man, Easy Breezy, Dennis McKeezy, man. He did his thing yesterday. Kind of showed y'all how to do interviews. You know what I'm saying? He was his words were fluid. He gave y'all a little interview lesson. And then out of that, we got creative. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we started talking about things that we would like, you know, I talked yesterday about wanting to see OSG on Summer Jam this year. All right, we'll see what we can do. I don't know. You know, I'm not going to tell you what we're going to do, but I'm just saying things started to become creative, you know what I'm saying, in a conversation. That's what you get out of these interviews. They become creative. So, yeah, this is the morning emails, and we had a good time. Now, yesterday, after running around, shout to Far Rockaway. I was out there yesterday. Still hobbling around. I got to see my doctor tomorrow. I'm going to see the doctor tomorrow. Maybe she can give me some help. And I hope they work this thing out. They sending me to a foot doctor. I'm like, come on, man. They sent me to a foot doctor, too, just to make sure all that's working. But anyway, I'm getting ready. Tomorrow's my daughter Dahlia's birthday. Y'all remember Dahlia's voice, right? Y'all hear her voice, right? This is Monkey.
Hey, it's Dahlia. Congratulations on your new show. I know how you get, so don't be too rough on him. Love you and good luck. Bye.
Well, Monkey will be 25 tomorrow. 25 on the 25th. Ain't that something? That's my daughter. Wow. 25 on the 20th. I cannot believe it's 25 years ago. This girl come out of her mom and I go, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Dahlia is my beautiful daughter, man. She is, I have two beautiful daughters. Cece is older, and Dahlia is my younger daughter, and she is out there doing her thing, man. She is a queen. She's a princess. She's not a queen yet, you know, but she is doing her thing, man. I love my daughter. We overuse that queen word, too, by the way. Dennis talked about that yesterday, receipts. How you going to be called the queen or whatever? You ain't got receipts. You're going to be a king. You need receipts, man. You can't just be coming out here being the king. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, he's 30. Hey, congratulations, April. Young Brandon, 32 years old. Call April today. Let me get to before I do that, let me get to blackfacts.com. I think it's important that we continue doing Black Facts every morning because they have some good information for us. What a great interview. I mean, yesterday was amazing, the interview. This week, I mean, every show is just dope, man. We have some fun. Some shows are better than others, but yes, I loved it, man. Okay, let's go. Blackfacts.com. Let's turn the music up for that. All right, let's go blackfacts.com real quick. March 23rd, 1971, Walter Fauntleroy became the first non-voting congressional district delegate from the District of Columbia since Reconstruction. Wow. He is American pastor, civil rights activist, and politician. During his stay at Virginia Union University, Fauntleroy met the 22-year-old Martin Luther King Jr. himself, an ordained Baptist minister with much in common. The two men formed a friendship that began with an all-night discussion of theology. The District of Columbia had no formal representation in Congress before 1970. That year, President Nixon signed the District of Columbia Delegate Act that gave the district one non-voting delegate to Congress. In other words, you couldn't vote for anything. So basically, you still had no representation. They're talking about D.C. Fauntleroy was sworn in March 23rd, 1971, becoming the first delegate to represent the citizens of the District of Columbia as a member of the United States House of Representatives in almost 100 years. For more Black Facts, go to blackfacts.com. Just understand that history is no mystery if you learn your history, and history will not repeat itself. There you go, blackfacts.com. All right, how y'all feeling? Yeah. Maria Small, good morning. Good morning from the U-Take. Maria, how you doing? Yeah, not Dollar Tree receipts. Yesterday, again, let's go back to yesterday's conversation with Dennis McKeezy. It was a great conversation, easy breezy. He's a very spirited speaker, and he definitely did his thing yesterday and talked about the beginning of rap and hip hop and education. So I thought that was an interesting conversation, how they kept that going and how it's important that as hip hoppers, we need education and education needs hip hop. You know, hip hop can brand you and it can show you how to get out to the world. But then, you know, education can help hip hop so that they can get better contracts, better deals, and more hip hop empowerment where you can be in more control and not just waiting for somebody to give you a bag. You know, that's how it works in hip hop. A lot of waiting around for a bag in hip hop. A lot of people waiting around wanting to get a bag. So I think that's important. I think that the knowledge and education is important. I hope y'all pay attention to that. So when we're dealing with hip hop, we're dealing with all this stuff. Like you see all these different movements in hip hop, we focus on the beefs, we focus on that stuff, but we don't focus on the impact on the community and the education of the community. There you go. It's your boy Uncle Lace from Raw Perspective. Shout out to my OSG family. Shout out to my MOP First family. And by the way, I'll let y'all know about the MOP tour dates coming up soon. I got some in June, and I may have some over the summer. So we're going to just tell y'all all about that. Well, let me make my first call today. MOP page, y'all want to hang out with me for a while? Y'all can if y'all want to. Now, normally I don't, keep y'all in here for this part, but I'll let y'all hang out if y'all want to stay. All right? Because this is when we have our discussions, our grown folk discussions. But I figure hip-hop has grown, 50 years of hip-hop. So I can hang out with y'all today.
Sorry, I missed your call.
Oh, well, my first call is not there. All right, let's see what's going on. We'll figure that out. Okay. Would love to go to, if y'all remember the MOP shows in New York City, the early ones at Tramp and all the Tramps and all other places, they were crazy. And then now we do big stages in New York, like Summer Jam and all that other stuff. So, yeah, we definitely going to come back, I got you, April. Take your time. We'll get back to you in a second. So yeah, we'll do that, and then we'll combine them. Yesterday Dennis talked about the resurgence of Rockefeller Records. Now, there's been a lot of talk about Rockefeller Records. Good morning, Allison. There's been a lot of talk about Rockefeller Records and the resurgence now that you see Dame out there. And Dame is a different kind of Dame. I spoke to him yesterday. I was going to bring him on in the morning, but he's on the West Coast. So I don't want to call him at this time. But we talked about, maybe this is the way we bring it back together. There's got to be a way we can bring back hip hop in a way that's functional, not just for the personal glorification. You see LL trying to do his thing with Rock the Bells Radio, but even that is missing a component. Like it's missing something. Like it's dope that he's doing it, right? It's amazing that he's doing it, but he needs to combine with something because it's got to be a little more powerful. Like it's got to be more advocate. Like yesterday, up in the the day before yesterday, Fat Joe and Remy Ma was up at the State Assembly performing in New York State Assembly. Today, they're trying. All these little different things are trying to happen to bring hip hop back, but not just from a position of entertainment, but a position of power. Because we, like I said yesterday, we connected to these streets, so we're gonna figure that out. I mean, that's what the dialogue is for. Allison, you know how to do it, right? Allison, you know how to bring this out. You smart. All you smart people know how to connect hip hop to the streets. And also, back to that Melly Mel conversation. Why are we dissing the new generation? That's the one thing I don't agree with Melly Mel about. I love Melly Mel. I think he's probably he's an icon. But at what point do we stop battling with the young kids? I don't want to battle with Flavio Flav or whatever young little baby. I'm not battling with them. Just because they don't do hip hop the way I did it. You just got to love what they do. You know what I'm saying? And then maybe and let them do their thing. It's like, it's the dumb conversation like battling with Jordan and LeBron. That's a dumbass conversation. They played at a different time. And first of all, Jordan's not, LeBron ain't Jordan. Well, we didn't really own it before, William, just so you understand. You know what I'm saying? We didn't own it before. It was owned by people like, like Will Sokolov. It was owned by Will Sokolov and Sleeping Bag Records and Fred Mineo, Select Records, all the independent people that put it out. They owned it. We didn't own it. They owned it. You know what I'm saying? Because they were putting these records out because we had no idea we was getting the deals. We starting to own it now a little bit more. Now we're starting to own it now because we understand what it is. But the problem is most rappers wasn't educated. If the rappers was educated, then they would know how to own their shit. But they wasn't educated. That's why education has to come into play here for the next generation. They got to come into play to teach the young ones how to own this because we actually control it. Our small population control the world. This your boy Unc in the building. Let's go. Let's go this morning. Yeah, y'all want to go? We can go this morning. Now, Tekashi 6ix9ine, I feel bad about that right there. Did you see that thing about Tekashi 6ix9ine? Now, listen, I'm not a big fan. I don't listen to, Select Records. Well, Fred Monet, I got a wild Select story. I'm going to tell one day. I'm not going to tell it to y'all now, but I got a crazy Select story. It's like, how did I get out of the deal with Select Records? How did I get MOP out that deal? I'll tell that. I'll write that in the book. That'll be in my book. That story is going to be in my book. Hey, John, where's my today's mathematics, my brother? A lot of pioneers are left out there in the cold broke as a joke. Well, it's not being left out. There's a lot of pioneers didn't understand how to reinvent themselves and how to monetize it. And then just so you understand, when the young guys was coming in, the pioneers did not embrace the young artists. So there's resentment. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't embrace the people coming in. They was dissing the young artists. The mistake that some of these artists are making today, you hear them out there dissing. I ain't messing with that new stuff. No, you mess with all that. That's all. Those are your children. How you not gonna mess with your kids just because they do things different than the way you did it? See, hip hop is crazy. Y'all gotta stop that. Y'all gotta Y'all gotta be careful on what y'all saying. That's what I love about OSG because we're embracing children. We're saying this is the future. The kids are the future. So you gotta embrace them. You can't be playing around. You know what I'm saying? You can't be messing around. You gotta embrace the future. You know what I'm saying? Hold on.
Good morning.
Good morning, April. How you doing, sis?
I'm good.
I got to tell you something.
What's up?
Yesterday, I had a great conversation with our brother, Dennis McKeezy. I thought that was an amazing conversation. He did his thing yesterday. And he really kind of he put it in a package, what's going on. You deal with young kids all the time. So we were having a conversation today about one of the comments in the chat was that hip hop was hijacked and it was gentrified, whatever the case may be. But quite honestly, as a person who's been around in hip hop, who's a fan of some of the classic records, you recognize that they didn't embrace the young generation back then, and that's their fault. That's really their fault. I remember Melly Mel at the New Music Seminar. not wanting to give Mikey D the belt and started doing push-ups on the stage. Like, not, the classic way to do it would have been for Melly Mel. Now, I love Melly Mel, by the way. I love Grandmaster Cass, Melly Mel, but they did not go forward. Do you know who went forward to embrace the next generation? Red Alert. Shout out to Red Alert. Ralph McDaniels.
Shout out to Red Alert.
Shout out to Ralph McDaniels. They embraced the new generation. They embraced it, but a lot of them dudes, they were stuck in their own way. They couldn't get out of the way for the new artists. It's only till later on they were like, okay, now we'll embrace KRS-One. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, the substance is gone because the older crew, the older guys are not laying down the blueprint for the younger guys. You know what I'm saying? The substance is gone because the family is gone in the black community, which goes back to you. I mean, you fight this all the time, April. We have this conversation all the time. You're out there putting your fingers in a dam, trying to keep these kids together, trying to keep them going, understanding that even if they don't got the right understanding of what to do, at least you know that if you give them something to do, they'll figure it out.
Right. But, I go beyond that. I'm doing the community work. Like, I'm really doing the community work.
Right.
And, community, there are community schools branded by the DOE. However, they are not necessarily community schools. I opened as a community school, and that's really because of the influence that, Gregory Jocko Jackson, had in my life at the BRC.
Yeah,
and watching how
Jocko.
Right. And watching and understanding his thought process and not just serving every young person that walked into that building for free and making sure that they were fed and safe, but also going out into the entire community and, stretching his arms where there are generations of lives who've been transformed because of him.
Do you think if shout to Jocko, shout to the BRC, shout to all the people that was out there trying to change, do you think if they would have had classes like, financial literacy and they'd have taught the kids how to earn money, how to do certain things, you think that would have had more of an impact?
I mean, possibly, right? So, the thing about financial literacy and, shout out to Denise McKeesey, who, I utilize to support my young people and their parents in their classes is we can talk about how to manage money and how to save money, but if you don't have money, there ain't no money to manage or save.
That's true there. That's true there.
So, when you look at certain communities like Coney Island, it's an extremely poor community. Sorry, somebody just cut me off and I didn't want to cuss.
No, that's all right. Poor by design. Really by design, though. Poor by design. Like,
absolutely by design. So my role as a principal in Liberation has always been about how do I uplift a community? How do I unify a community? There are several organizations that I'm proud to say I've helped form, bring together. I break through generational disagreements and feuds. So we can't talk to the young people about stopping the hate about who lives on what block, yet we have tenant association presidents who won't F with other tenant association presidents. And, there's all of that generational stuff that's so sick out in Coney Island. So
are we too in our feelings, black people? Are we just too much in our feelings?
Yes, too also by design, right? When you're surrounded by poverty, when everybody around you is struggling, and we have come so far away from being a village, like where you can knock on your neighbor's door and ask, I may have what you need today, and you might have what I need tomorrow.
It's funny. It's funny because I remember as a kid knocking on a neighbor's door for a cup of sugar or knocking on back in the days, shout to my rest in peace, Millie. My mother was funny. Be like, can I get a cup of meat? I
But
got
you
a
know what?
chicken.
But it's funny, but it's not, right? That's survival. That's how a community keeps each other up.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, yeah.
Today I may ask you for a cup of sugar, and tomorrow you might need a cup of milk.
Right,
And we
right,
got
right.
each other. And if we got each other, our kids are better off.
Right. I just thought it's funny when you sit back and think about it. There was a time when we was a community. I mean, we would act. I mean, we would go with a shopping bag, you know, like straight up. We used to get food on credit at the store. You know, we used to get food on
Absolutely.
credit.
You know, right, and that too. And that too.
Yeah.
But
That was community, though. Still, it was community
but
because
that
where we going?
but
Yeah.
that's community. That
Yeah.
is community. And that's saying like we got each other. Like we're here to uplift one another.
Yeah,
To make sure that our kids are gonna be better off.
Well, we got to
And
find
we
a way
have
to bring
come
back
so
the
far with-
community. We lost the community. Like that's it. You know, the separation, Operation Separation. Like I told y'all, we got to embrace these young boys. Like I just saw the boy Tekashi 6ix9ine get beat up in a bathroom, and they celebrating. I mean, I got grown ass people celebrating this little boy getting beat up in the bathroom. Now, I'm not a friend. I'm not a fan of that music or whatever, Scott. That's not my kind of music, but I'm not fanning out on them beating that little kid up in the bathroom. I don't know nothing about that boy. The fact that they beat that little man up in the bathroom and you got grown ass men celebrating that. It's the stupidest
But
thing.
these are the adults, and this is what I've been saying, right? Kids,
Yeah.
our generation are the way they are because of us, because of the adults, because of what we stopped doing for them, because of what we make available to them, because of what we find to be fun or funny, right? Young people didn't create World Star. Young people didn't create these social media platforms where you have adults behaving like they have no sense. Young people did not create all of these reality shows that show people looking rich yet ignorant.
This may be surprising, but I was never really a fan of World Star, and no disrespect to them. I know that they got to make money. It's a business. They feed in the market, but I was never a fan of seeing young girls getting punched in the face. I mean, they when I saw on World Star, I thought it was ridiculous. And as a guy who loved our young sisters and the stuff, when I'm seeing little girls getting punched in the face and all that, I wasn't a fan of World Star. No disrespect to them, you know what I'm saying? It just wasn't my cup of tea, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying?
but absolutely disrespect to them. Absolutely disrespect to them, because the images of violence and the images of sexual acts that were on World Star at the very beginning stages was the most horrific things that you can imagine. And when you think about a 12-year-old or a 10-year-old who gets on and watches these images, we can't begin to understand the layers of trauma that have been developed in their brains.
So you're saying sites like Vlad TV, World Star, they're kind of all the same kind of sites, you know, where they just really propagate the worst of us. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the worst. What's up, Arakuji? Peace. Yeah. They really talk about the worst. Like I look at Vlad, I don't see no positive stories about black people on Vlad. All I see is 42 Doug facing additional years. Shy details why he never left LeBron's game. Chris Rock warning Trump is like, you know what I'm saying? Deion Cole dissing somebody. Beanie Siegel on getting charged with attempted murder. As great as Beanie Siegel is that the best story you're going to get out of Beanie Siegel? You know what I'm saying? Tekashi 6ix9ine getting beat up. I'm not and listen, I've known Vlad for years. I know his hustle, but I'm not a fan of that. I'm be honest with you, April. I'm not a fan of that.
Absolutely. And, this is the control that we have given away. This is the control that we have lost. And this is the control that we have to take responsibility of taking back. So when you talk about schools and leadership and what it means to bring up a community, that's way more than just educating and taking care of the young people that walk into your building.
They call Vlad a culture vulture, but I'm not going to call him a culture vulture. I call Vlad a businessman. He was in hip hop for years and years and years. He just chose to put out the worst of our business to the world. I don't really call him a culture vulture. He was here for the business. Just because his skin is white doesn't mean he'd been around hip hop for 20, 30 years. He'd been around hip hop. He just said that's what he chose to put out. You know what I'm saying? I thought we could get better, but I don't think Vlad is getting better. But go ahead, April. I'm sorry.
Right, but because he has an audience,
right?
And that's the power that we have. That's the power we have to disempower all of those actions that negate the possibility of us moving forward, right? The power that we have is to stop being an audience. But we choose to give this stuff love and life. Like we find joy.
He says he feeds off negativity, but the problem is we keep eating the negativity. So why are we eating what he's feeding us? That's the thing. All we got to do, listen, if we stop eating it, Vlad will stop putting that out. You know what I'm saying? He will put out what sells. And negativity sells in our community. That's what we care about. That's what we care about.
Right. But it don't just like people just stand up and take a stand and say this is not acceptable. Right? Cancel culture can work both ways.
Damon took a stand against Vlad, and he got kind of eviscerated for it. Like people didn't even come to Damon's aid when he was talking about Vlad and Adam 22 and those guys when he was calling them culture vultures. Nobody ever came to him and say he was right, but he was talking about, what are you guys? This is not your community, and you're not going to be able to do that. Like for instance, Vlad can't do that about the Jewish community. He can't put that kind of stuff out there. If he does, then somebody would shut him down. Yeah, they'd shut him down.
They're going to shut him down.
Yeah.
And we have to take our power back. We have to utilize the power that is within all of us and just take a stand and say we're not taking this anymore. But let's not just look at him. We have to look at each other, because don't just look at him and say, well, you're not from the culture and you shouldn't be putting us down. Shit, like if we're putting ourselves down all day and all night.
Why we mad at why we mad at him? Like, don't be mad at Vlad. Again, you're right. Don't be mad at Vlad if he's putting out the worst of us. He's putting out the worst of us. We buying it, and then we got us putting out the worst of us. Come on now.
Exactly.
Come on. We got us putting out the worst of us. That's what we're doing. Is that what we're doing? No, you're right about that. I mean, I think at that point, listen, but then we got to find a balance. Like we can watch John Wick all day.
Right. There is no balance. We don't, that's the key right there. Where are the alternatives? Where are the choices? Where is the balance?
Right.
And that's what we are now offering our generation. We are not offering them anything else. We can stand up and say, don't do this all day. That's not okay. But if that's all we're putting out, the hell do we expect?
Well, we do have great people that Earn Your Leisure. They do really good work as far as educating people about finances and stuff like that. I mean, there are people out there, but it's just that's what gets the light. The light gets the negative light in our community always get a bigger light, and we can't really show the difference. Between entertainment, because nobody gets mad at them putting out a John Wick movie. John Wick goes through every movie killing everybody, but we know that's just entertainment. Everybody gets killed. I ain't never seen this superhero dude kill so many people. I bet you if I catch John Wick ass, I'll beat the hell out of John Wick. Come here, man, slap shit out you. A little white boy, smack the hell out of John Wick. But in the movies, he's a superhero. Right, and he's killing everybody. But you know what? The community knows that that's a movie. We don't know the difference between what's on TikTok, what's on IG, what's on Facebook. We don't know the difference. Our kids don't know the difference. Then that really could fall on us. I mean, with with respect to Vlad and World Star and Drink Champs and all these other, really powerful podcasts, all respect to them. Why don't we know? Where's the parents? The parents should tell it. Like my sons know the difference between a movie and real life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. There is so much positivity in our community, so we just got to talk about it. We got Scott Stewart speaks to it. He says, we got this. Professor Stu said there's positivity. We just got to speak to it. We just got to stop highlighting the bad shit. You know what I'm saying? Especially for the kids.
Right, not just speak to it. We have to highlight it. Where is it in media? Where is it in entertainment? It's not there. Like, it's not evident. That's not what our young people are seeing.
But the argument is, why are we taking entertainment that serious? Entertainment shouldn't be that serious. You know what I'm saying? It's only in our community where entertainment is how we live. Like, we look at Jay-Z and Damon Dash. You know, now that Damon is in education, I respect him even more. But, you know, when it was entertainment, Biggie, Tupac, I didn't live by Biggie and Tupac. We're talking about that today. Biggie, I think Biggie's a rapper. He was a great rapper, but he was a great entertainer. But I didn't live my life by the man. I was inspired by his talent. I was inspired by Dear Mama. But we live that to where that's our real life. Like, we actually live in that life. And at some point, there's a breakdown, and we got to know the difference between rappers and entertainers. If you listen to MOP, you don't want to go out there and get a gun and shoot nobody. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Well, some people did.
Some people, we can talk about that. Yeah, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Well, when you don't know whether art is imitating life or life is imitating art anymore, it is a problem.
Well, that goes to that. Now you're talking the truth here. That goes to us. That's why I was talking early in the week. I don't know if you heard me early in the week when I was talking about how most of the rappers in the 90s and the 2000s were telling the stories of the drug dealers in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They wasn't the rappers wasn't the killers. But then now, after that, the rappers now are the killers now. Now the rappers are the killers. But back then the rappers was just the music guys. They played the music. And then the rappers told the story of them. You know, Nas and all these other dudes. You know, Nas is a good dude, man. You know, but I mean, you know, he's telling the story. He's a poet telling the story of the life of what was happening before. You know, like the drug dealers and the crack errors. Them dudes was getting it down, but they not around no more. Them old drug dealers ain't here no more. They in jail for life, or they dead, Pottersfield, or whatever the case may be. What's left is their sons and daughters. And now the new rappers are living the lives of those people, and they're out there. Like, there was a time you couldn't even wear jewelry unless you had some kind of respect in the neighborhood, else they just keep robbing you. You know what I'm saying?
You just get robbed.
You just get robbed.
Like, run that.
Now everybody's got these big ass block chains on their neck. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know, it's crazy.
Handy up.
Yeah. But that's how the record was made. Tanya Hazel said, "Okay, let me go to the. All right, people are talking here. I didn't even realize all these people are speaking. All right, so the generation is about drugs, sex, and violence. That's what Will Atkins says. Tanya says our standards as a people or a group are too low. Are our standards too low, April?
Absolutely.
Yeah. We got standards. You know, we women want to be strippers and the brothers want to be drug dealers. There you go. That's what we look up to. But Scott said,
well, those are all of the images in front of them, right? Like,
right.
When you look at all of the shows, or the popping shows out here now, like, they all have the same theme. There are no alternatives. We had alternatives. There were choices. Yeah, we had a lot of negative stuff, but there was a balance. We can turn on our television and see something different. We can turn on a radio and hear something different. We had alternatives. There were choices to be made. We understood there was a duality happening at all times. And that doesn't exist as much anymore.
Tanya says we watch more television than any other group, which is hurting us. Our children are being fed from the TV and not from the parents. Now, that's a big difference. You know why? Because I go to Europe all the time, and I got amazing hip hop fans in Europe that love our music in Europe and come out here and do what we got to do. But then they go back home to their regular house and go back to their normal life after the show. I mean, we carry the show to the street, and they start to live out the lyrics of the rappers that are putting it out there.
Absolutely.
Well, the question is,
and I'm not going to put it all on rappers, right? Like, I'm not going to put it all on rappers. You look at all of these reality television shows, Hip Love and Hip Hop, whatever, Marriage, whatever, like, all of these things. You're watching people who appear to be rich, living a comfortable life, yet acting in the most ignorant, buffoonish ways.
But Claudio Herrera says something, and I like this comment. He says, hip hop changes and saves lives. That's why hip hop is more different. It's more than just a musical genre. He's saying that a lot of the kids' lives, they see that as the only way out of the neighborhood. Now, if that's not hip hop's fault. That's the malfunction of society, of our community, and there's the lack of leadership in our community saying that hip hop is the only way out, hip hop or basketball.
And it's the sad part, because I was just about to speak to the sports aspect. We actually have less kids who are even putting everything into being an athlete.
Well, you got to work to be an athlete. You know what I'm saying? You got to work hard.
Exactly.
You got to work. You got to work to be an athlete.
Exactly.
You got to get out there and practice. You got to dedicate yourself. Like, I'm up 3:30 in the morning on my Peloton, riding a bike with a bum wheel. And I'm, because all my life I was basically an athlete. I was in the streets. I played ball. I worked. I ran. I boxed. I played squash. I did all these sports and I was dedicated to it. But, in order to do that, you got to put that work in. I'm injured because of it. 6 miles a day.
You got to put that work in, and you also have to have parents who are willing to put that work in as well. Right. And I see so many young people with the talent, and the work ethic is not there, and they were not exposed because, they haven't been exposed beyond the block, because the parents, aren't going out there and looking for good teams and traveling with their kids. And, it's a downfall.
You just brought up a great show. You just brought up a great show idea called Beyond the Block. Beyond the Block is dope. I like that. Beyond the block. How do we get them beyond the block?
I said that before.
Yeah.
I said that before, right?
Right. Beyond the block. You know what I'm saying? We got to do something. We got to teach our kids to live beyond the block, because that's what saved my life. I'm going to be honest with you. When I left to go off to the service.
It's absolutely what saved your life.
Right.
Right. But even late, your educational experience gave you a different aspect of life. Like when you had to leave the block, on the blocks that looked like your block, when you went to Tech.
Right.
And then at Tech, you were surrounded by a whole bunch of people who did not look like they came from your block.
There's a lot of Chinese people. There's a lot of Chinese people.
A lot of Asian people. And a lot of Asian people. And
They was Chinese. I'm just letting you know.
Right.
I'm just letting you know they was Chinese.
But irregardless, right? You were faced with a competition that you didn't know existed.
Right. Because before that, I was at IS 55, where I was the smartest guy in the school in 55. You know what I'm saying? I was, I was like, all right, it was easy, because guys in my class had full beards, and they was like 16 in the 7th grade. You know what I'm saying? It's just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Right. Then I went out there and had to compete.
You had to compete.
William Atkins says, we got so much going against us. No fathers in our community, drug violence, all strategically planned. Yeah, but if we know it, then we know it. Let's, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But they know you. It's like somebody setting you up. You're gonna walk down that block anyway. You know they setting you up.
Yeah, I just used that same exact analogy when I was speaking to one of my young people about overcoming obstacles and avoid it. Right. I just said the same thing. It's just like, you walk out your house, you got 2 directions to go in. You look on the corner and you can see who's on the corner, and if you go that way, the possibility of you having to engage in an all-out brawl is like 99.9%.
Right. Yeah.
You look the opposite direction, you see a clear pathway. But the opposite direction may be a longer route.
Travel saved my life.
So
travel.
Right.
Travel.
Do you choose to take a longer route?
Right.
Or are you going to go in the direction where you absolutely know there's going to be a problem?
Is it too late for the fathers now in our community? Are we done? Are we too late?
I'm not. It's not too late, but I'm gonna I can't keep saying the fathers because the mothers have just as much of a role to play in it as well.
Yeah, but the
Because
fathers,
the mothers,
the fathers
I
protect the
understand.
community. You know what I'm saying? We
The
build
fathers
this.
protect the community, right?
Right.
And we have way too many mothers who are still stuck in that mentality that before a young boy can even develop, that constant, your father ain't no good. F your father. I don't need your father. I don't need a man. I don't need a man. I don't need a man.
I heard that
You're
as a kid. I'm the mother and the father.
Right, but the issue is that we take for granted how subconsciously and unconsciously how a young boy and a young girl are developing before they even engage in a meaningful relationship. They have made up their mind as to what a relationship is and is not. A young girl is prepared to go into the world understanding you need to be able to care for yourself, take care of yourself, don't rely on a man because men ain't no good, such and such and such and such.
Tanya says we need leadership in our community, but leadership means the willingness to be humble. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that, Tanya, but I don't know if you can be humble at this point in our community. You got to be verbose and you got to get out there. How many fathers out there, y'all? How many fathers within the sound of my voice that got kids out there? Give me a thumbs up or give me some kind of emoji in the chat if you're a father and you're taking care of your kids and you're out there fighting a good fight. If there's fathers out there, Josh said, let's argue. Will Atkins said the mothers are doing the best they can these days. Boys need fathers because there are no fathers, and we are failing as a community that's led by our women. Oh, that's a tough statement. That's a harsh statement, April. Talking to you, a mother with two boys, you had to raise your sons on your own. This man just said the mothers are doing the best they can, but we are failing as a community that's led by women.
We are. I agree.
Wow.
I agree because it can't be one or the other. It has to be both.
Right.
It has to be both. We have to find a way to get past that. And how much longer do we allow that Willie Lynchism mentality to play a role in who we are and what we do and how we raise our children?
So in Uganda, they're having this whole thing. I don't know if you heard about this, right? In Uganda, they just made, and I'm not going to talk about this as a disrespect to this community because I don't got no energy for that argument, right? That's not my deal. But Uganda just criminalized the LGBTQ in Uganda. And one of the guys said in Uganda, and not whether I agree with it or not, it's not my point. I don't have a stake in that. I don't have a stake in that game. But what he's saying was the UN just got mad at them. The United States went against them. But he says the role of men and women have been so confused that we have to pass a law to block and to criminalize homosexuality in our community because we need the men and women to play certain roles in our society. That's what they said in Uganda. Now, you
know what? That's deflecting. Like you're deflecting onto a whole nother group that is not the problem. They are not the problem, and I don't even want to go there in that conversation.
You think that's a deflection? You think that
it's because I'm not going to go into that because I don't know what they feel like their roles are, right? Because what the role should not be, right? Women should not be disrespected. Women should not be used as childbearers and not have a voice. Like we're not going back there, right? I feel like the pendulum just swings to the extreme opposite direction, And whichever it is, it does not help our.
So you're saying that
helping us
Uganda
as a
may be
people.
an extreme in that space. There has to be some
Absolutely.
balance where Tanya says men
Absolutely.
are leaders. Like they said, men is the head and women are the neck, right? So men are leaders. That's God's design. Women are designed to come alongside of our men as a team. Yeah. Yeah. Provo, good morning. Shit, John the Chef says, go Uganda. John's crazy. John's crazy. Let's go Uganda. John the Chef, let's go Uganda. I mean, but you got to look at society in America. There is a breakdown. There is a breakdown in society.
There is an
Sometimes
absolute
the pendulum
breakdown.
does swing too far, a little bit.
Absolutely a breakdown.
William Atkins said they took black men away from the black family in the 1960s. That was the beginning and the end. And now we're at the end where it may be too late. I don't think so. I don't think it's too late. I think the pendulum swings back. I think black people are very powerful. I think black people people of African descent are very powerful, especially in this country. I think we're culture drivers. And what happens is when things go too far, we automatically shift and say, that's enough. We're gonna shift back. All right, John. We're not gonna say that.
What y'all said?
No, I don't want to repeat what he said. John, listen here, John the Chef. I just want to stop you right now because I think you've gone way too far at this point. I think you've gone. Yeah, John went too far just now. That was too far, April. I'm not even repeating that. I pulled that one down. That one stays in the chat. We're not saying that, Ja. But we are talking about ways to do what we need to do, man, because we gotta strengthen our community, and there are other communities that are doing well. I was at a school yesterday I was at a school over in Far Rockaway yesterday, and they had a larger population of Hispanic children, and where I'm starting to see, which now I'm paying attention because the chancellor has said that the African American children in New York City schools, the population has gone down so much and it's continuing to decrease. But we're finding different family structures in other races in our country, and the African Americans is the only one that seems to be off balance, where the men are not the head of the community. I think that's interesting. Sabini Long says,
yeah, but I wouldn't agree with that. It's the same thing in the Hispanic community.
You think so?
Absolutely. I think this is what happens, right? We get so caught up in creating a different story that pits us against each other, and it further divides us. So the minute we start thinking somebody else got more or something, somebody else has something better, then it causes a different kind of divide. And it's the same cycle of stuff with the chancellor. And see, these are things the chancellor we talked about in the cabinet, right? Because I'm on the principal, right, phase. But what he should have talked about is the fact that the amount of money that comes into the Department of Education for education, more money goes to paychecks and pensions than goes to students.
Wow. Let me repeat that. More money goes to paychecks and pensions than it goes to students. That's a big one there. That's a big statement.
So right. So, and it's a fact. I wish we were on a Zoom. Like, I can show you the visual.
Right.
We have the visual, right? You have the pie, and the pie is cut overwhelmingly to paychecks and pensions.
The process over the product. That's what we're saying.
Over
the process over the product. Okay.
Absolutely. And currently the UFT is talking about contract negotiations. The CSA is going to talk about contract negotiations. And of course, everybody wants more money, right? Inflation, things cost more. The cost of living is higher, so everybody wants to get paid more. I get it. But who's advocating for our young people? Who goes to the union table for our young people and say they need to get more?
The kids ain't got no union. Wow. April, that's crazy. The kids ain't got no union. Wow.
And you see, when people talk about receipts, like, what do your receipts look like? right? Because part of what your receipts need to include is how you speak up and against. I'll give you a solid example, fact, and I can pull up my emails as receipts. When we went in, when buildings got shut down due to COVID, right, and the city had to make decisions really quick about people staying home and working from home and teaching from home.
Right.
The first thing that was promised is the union negotiators sat down and said, all right, well, everybody gets paid from home, blah, blah, blah. That was not an argument. It wasn't even a thought that somebody would not get paid because schools were shut down, right? However, in this city, there are student interns. They get paid under a co-op internship line. They immediately we were told they would not get paid. I said, why would we get paid and they couldn't get paid? Well, that's just the way it is. I said, no, that's not. I emailed the former superintendent at the time. I said, this is not right. Our kids need, my kids and other kids, this little bit of money, some of them are really depending on this money.
Right.
They're paying bills. They're eating off of this money. They need this money. He said, that's not a fight I'm willing to have. I went above him.
But April, you're saying something real heavy, man.
Right, but it's heavy, but this is real. I had to go above him and I had to continue to fight. So I had to draw out this entire letter where I said, because our young people do not have union representation, we get paid because of them. We are serving them. So how dare we attack the lowest paid individuals in the system because they don't have union representation? I said, so that's a real unpacking. You got to unpack that. That's real, because there's so many different sides to that too, that you got to really unpack on that conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because let's say if we get, because I was talking to somebody about the union, the teachers union in New York City, because a lot of states don't have a teachers union. In New York, we have a teachers union. And a lot of people feel as if in places where we don't have the teacher union, the teachers get treated like crap. Here, there is some protection, though it's not perfect, but there are protections in place to protect teachers. There is incredible protection. Incredible protection.
Is that a bad thing, April? I'm asking the question.
Sometimes it is, yes. Yeah. Sometimes it is.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
Sometimes it is, but I don't want to talk about the adults right now. I want to talk about the young people.
Kids ain't got no union.
So my letter went so high up that within 48 hours, they switched and said young people can now get paid from home. If students were already in the system as a co-op intern, they should continue to get paid from home.
New York City school budget is $38 billion. $38 billion. 1.1 million kids. Yeah. Josh said the bigger problem is the kids are killing each other. That's what Good Josh says.
And close to 60% does not go to young people.
So $38 billion and 60% of the money don't go to the kids.
Correct.
Yeah. So that's a big problem. I might be above my pay grade. I don't know how to solve that problem. I would have to have more. I would have to have more insight on how to deal with that. I don't understand that part of it, of how that budget goes to the kid. $38 billion is a lot of money. Homeschooling. He says homeschooling is bad as well.
Homeschooling is bad. Homeschooling is bad at home. If at home you don't have, the educated person to do the job correctly on the other side.
So back to what Beanie said. Beanie Long came in today and she said, we are failing because people refuse to realize that capitalism and consumerism is more important than humanity and knowledge of self. Pick up a book and pay attention to your surroundings, and that goes for men and women and everything else. Now, as that pertains to kids, as that pertains to kids, what happens is if you don't teach the kids the right way, then they're only going to pick up those bad habits that the adults have. I don't think the school has anything to do with that. I don't think it's the school's problem. I think it's a parental problem. I think that's where we lose it. But Benny says the unions are trying to make money too. It's a mess. Everyone is greedy, making money off the ignorance. So the more ignorant we are, the more money everyone makes. So in other words, it's paid. People are paid to keep us stupid. Is that what it is?
Right. Well, complacent.
Wow.
It breeds a sense of complacency.
Wow. All right, we talk problems. What's the solution there, April? April, what's the solution? Give me a solution that makes sense. Because we got to solve a problem.
Right. Well, we stand up and take accountability and responsibility. You stop waiting for, the politician, stop waiting for somebody to come and save us and stand up and save ourselves. We have the power.
Who? Like I gotta do a Kanye West. That's not the answer, Sway. That's not the answer. That's not the answer. Who takes accountability?
Yeah, well, we do. Stand up. Stop saying that what entertainment is okay. Where are the options? Shut people down. Just like the Jewish community will shut something down in 5 seconds, we need to stand up and shut it down too.
Are we saying that entertainment is
That's a piece of it.
Okay.
That's only a piece of it.
Stop waiting for Superman. He doesn't exist. Wow, Beanie. Wow. She said, stop waiting for Superman. That's a good statement right there.
Do the damn work. Do the work.
Yeah, but what?
Do the work.
Yeah, but we
save other people's kids. It's not okay just to do for your own kids, because your kids do not live in a bubble. They will come across young people who are not receiving the love and the protection that they are getting at home.
But let me push back a little bit. I got to push back a little bit here, because what you're saying is, the kids go to school from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. All right. They got to go back out into these streets after that. So where's the problem? Ain't the school, is the community. Where the community at? Where the parents at? That's where the problem is. That's what we got to work on. The problem is what's going on when they get out of school. It's really back to it's off school grounds where the issue is. Pardon the pun. The issues are off school grounds, because you can control what happens in your school, but you can't control what happens off school grounds. So now you got to be a partner with the parents.
Absolutely. You have to want to be a partner with the parents.
Well, the parents got to want to be parents. The problem is the parenting. You know what I'm saying? The parenting is a big problem in our community, because the other communities that exist in this same bubble that the kids are excelling in school. There are schools that are working, that are doing well. The kids are doing well in a lot of different schools. It's just, for the most part, if you look at the numbers, it's our kids that are struggling.
When you know better, you do better. When you have better, you do better.
No, well, we're not going to fix this. It's crazy.
And well, we can, right? We can. We the way we talk about relationships and men and women and pitting each other against each other, there's so many places to start. We just gotta start and stop talking about it.
No, I think to start, I think people are trying to do the right thing. I just think that the problem is real simple. It's the lack of family. It starts in the home. When you and your kids. That's where it starts. Once it gets there, and then it goes to the school, and then it goes to the neighborhoods and all that stuff. You go into the neighborhoods, you got 12, 13, 14-year-old boys out in the street running wild, and nobody can control them. Then guess what happens? That becomes the norm. So now your 13, 14, 15-year-old kids are running wild. Chicago is an extreme example of it. They got kids in jail with 3 or 4 bodies at 14 years old. You know what I'm saying? That's the reality. So, I wish I could say it's the school. And at the end of the day, with all due respect to the schools, y'all can't really do enough. If y'all don't have a partnership with the home, with the parents got to make it work. The mother got to be a mother, the father got to be a father. And that's what's going to make it work, because somebody got to grab their kid and say, get your ass in this house. There was a time when we used to do that. You acting crazy out in the street, the neighbor would grab your ass and bring you to your mother. He's out there bugging. Take his ass in the house. Get your ass in this house. Let me straighten you out. I mean, that's the real problem. With all due respect to the school, man, I love the school. But he said the men ain't controlling. Black men ain't controlling the kids. They go to jail now. That's how they control them. I had that conversation with my son the other day, and I know this is not a nice thing to say, politically correct, but let me just say this to you. I said to my son the other day, he's acting crazy. I said, boy, I'll whip your ass right in front of the police. Let me explain something to you. I'll whip your ass right in front of the police, and when the police come to arrest me for whooping your ass in front of the police, they're going to say, why'd you whip his ass? I said, because I want to do it before you do it. I want to do it before you do it. Because if I don't whoop his ass now, y'all going to be whooping his ass later. That, you know what I'm saying? That's what I said to that's what I said to my son. I didn't whoop his ass, obviously, but he got the message. He straightened up right away. he straightened his ass up right away. Right. Beatty says, stop co-signing because it's popular and profitable. Stop being afraid to say things are wrong because you think no one is listening. All you need to do is reach one person. If we all do that, then it will get passed on. There you go. Stop co-signing bullshit.
Exactly. This is what I'm saying.
And then we can put the rappers in context as entertainers. That's what we can put them in context. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to whip your ass so that the police don't whip your ass later. Because they coming for you later. You are a target. Black men are a target. Anyway. April. I'm just saying. Easy target too. It's dumb. Yeah, you know we see you, right? we just gonna waiting to come pick your ass up. But we're looking right at your dumb ass out there doing something stupid. We looking right at you. We just waiting. Cops, they see everybody do. The police see all y'all doing crime. They just decide when they gonna come get you. Y'all not fooling nobody. Are we gonna get better or just continue to be optimistic about it? We have to be optimistic because we all we got. How are we not gonna be optimistic? We are all we have. So we have to be optimistic. Nobody's coming to the aid of black people, but black people. Understand that, please. Because when white people come to the aid of black people, it's only for the like the Democratic Party, it's only for the benefit of that community. We want the white, we want the cute dogs. We don't want the dogs that are upset. We want the little fluffy dogs. We don't want the big pit bulls. We don't want them. But the pit bulls matter too. The pit bulls matter. The pit bulls need training too.
We just went. I don't believe you just made the analogy between us and
Wait, what's the matter with the analogy, April?
What you said? What the fuck? Where we just go?
Yeah, nobody wants the pit bulls. They want the little fluffy dogs. What are we doing, ladies? I'm just saying. They want the fluffy version of the black guys. You know, with the crazy hair and all that stuff. You know, with the toe rings. They want those guys. They don't want the tough ones. They don't want the ones that's having a hard time. That might be, you know, that got a little jail, that got a little time on them. You know what I'm saying? They want to throw them in the garbage. You know what I'm saying? I'm not throwing them in the garbage.
That's my stance, and I'm not using your analogy, so I'm coming far away from that. But
oh, you don't like my analogy? That's funny though.
No, I do not. But this is. Lay, stop. This is exactly what I talk about when it comes to our young people. Everybody wants to talk about the kids and
I like the pit bulls. I like the pit bulls too.
Stop. I'm not.
All right. Sorry.
Where's Lindsay? He called Lindsay up to the stage.
Somebody come get Lays. Lays is bugging out. I'm afraid of pit bulls. I'm afraid of pit bulls. I don't like pit bulls. But nobody wants to tough. You know, it's the lion. It's the lion analogy. When the lion is a cub, look how cute the lion is. When I get the little mane on him, they like shoot that. We're gonna shoot that lion. We scared of him now. All right. All right. So what did we come up with? What did we come up with, April?
That we are not pit bulls or fluffy dogs. That we just have to get over ourselves and start to stand up.
Some of us are pit bulls.
We have to. I can't. Where's PD? I need PD right now.
Anyway, all right. I'm getting out of here. April had enough of me this morning.
PD, can you please?
Wow. It's a great conversation this week, man. We have a good talk, man. Everybody, you know.
No, great talk. I just want to say to everyone out there, whether you're an educator, whatever it is that you do in your life, your parent, your mother, your father, please understand that your responsibility is beyond your school, it's beyond your home. We have to start reaching out to one another. We have to be reachable. We have to support each other. Men and women, stop with this nonsense. Women are all of this. My baby mother, she no good because my baby daddy, he's no good. Take accountability for the choices you made.
I like
you
that.
all chose.
I agree with that.
And if you chose wrong, so be it. Get over yourself, take accountability for your choice, and be a better person because of it.
Live with your choices. Make the best of your choices.
The best of your choices. Young people are looking at you and they're learning from you. So do you want them to repeat the same cycle? You have to break the cycle. Give them an opportunity to be better than you.
That's what we want.
Stop allowing your children to be the image of who you are, because we are failing them. And if they are the image of who we are, then they are going to fail.
Always be better. The next generation should always be better than us. That's what we're talking about. That's what I love.
And you can't tell them to be better. You have to show them how to be better. Our kids are beyond that. They are no longer the generation, do as I say, not as I do. So if we're not doing, neither will they.
And pit bulls need love too. All right.
Well, a pit bull is just a dog. A pit bull becomes the vicious image of what we think of when we make them that way.
Right.
When we make them that way.
Because some pit bulls are very nice. April Leon, my sister, way to end the week. Well, we got to make it better. I love you, April. Have a great day, my sis. I like messing with April. But, she makes a good point. You know what I'm saying? But, listen, I can't. When you come to the school system, I don't know. That shit is so intertwined and craziness. I wouldn't even understand how to attack that conversation. But we got to use every tool in the tool belt to make our situation better. And I think that's what we're doing. And one thing I agree with is that most of the problems are off school grounds. The problem ain't in the school. The problem is at home and in the neighborhoods. That's where we got to go. And also we need the pit bulls. We need love too. Our community ain't nothing wrong with pit bulls. We need them. We need pit bulls. We need them. It's your boy Uncle Lace in the Raw Perspective. Shout out to my OSG family. Shout out to my MOP First family. I love talking to April Leon. She's hilarious. And she's in the fight, man. Out there, Liberation Plus Diploma. She puts it out there. So thank you, April, for your insight and your opinions. And like I said, everybody's got their perspective. I agree with April a lot. Sometimes I don't. But in this case right here, she's doing what she got to do. I'm going to see y'all Monday. All right, we're going to get back. Today is OSG Day. Shout out to the pit bulls. I love the pit bulls. You know what? Because that's who's going to protect our community. All right, let's bring some of them old dogs back so he can protect the community. And, salute the OG when you see him. All right? It's your boy Uncle Lace. I'll see y'all Monday. Love y'all. Have a great day. You say, yo, into dweebs. I done pitbull my grands into dweebs. Yo. Enjoy the rest of your week, everybody. I'll see y'all on Monday. Yo, Ja, you crazy. Don't I'm not putting that up. Ja, this show is out of control. Thank you, Tanya. See y'all later. Bye.